In this video, I show off the entirety of my redstone testing world, including some builds you've seen before and ones I've never shown on YouTube. Let's get it. Hopping on the redstone testing world, let's start where everything started, right here. These couple contraptions were my very first this world, but my very first was this 3x3 piston door, which you may think that's pretty complicated for a first build, but I did play on Bedrock before, so this was me just adjusting to Java Redstone. Next up is my 4x4 vault door, which this thing is as compact as it possibly can be because it fits within its own footprint of pistons, as you can see, which this was when I was starting to get the grip of Java Redstone. Moving on, this is my first ever 4x4 piston door, which compared to my current ones, this thing is so massive. Like my current one like shaves it in half, and this has so much airspace, bulky, but it kind of holds a special place in my heart because it was the very first. Continuing with 4x4s, this right here is my most compact 4x4 I've ever made. If you've seen some of my early builds, this was one of my first redstone videos. It is only 2 blocks wide, and compared to my first, it basically shaves it in half. Over here is one of my cooler builds, which is my transforming cave, and if I just grab a redstone torch and place it on this block, the cave will go from a cave to this little room right here where I have a couple of bookshelves, and if I place it again, it'll close right back up. Over here is one of my more interesting builds, which is my face door inspired by my old skin, and if I press the button right here, my face opens up. I promise I'm not a narcissist. Anyways, moving on to my 3x3 seamless glass door. If I flick the lever right here, it will open up, hiding all the pistons away, keeping it seamless. And if I flick it again, it will close right back up, which this is a very special door to me because I started this door on my iPad. Like, it took me months of on and off work, and it was massive, I gotta say. But it holds a very special place in my heart, and one of my first goals when I started this world was to recreate this in Java, and I was able to do it, which very cool door. But moving on to something that's even more special than that is this 5x5 bank vault piston door. The original design was by Mumbo Jumbo. I started this on Bedrock, and I was never able to finish it because I just couldn't. I wasn't good enough at Redstone, which then I finally was able to do it, and just look at this thing. It's insane. That's the opening. And flick it again. I am so proud of this thing. Just look at it. It's not even that big. It's so good. Moving on to the build next to it is this one wide hinge staircase where if I flick this lever right here, it will reveal itself. And if I flick the lever again, it'll hide itself away. Here is another design that I improved from Mumbo Jumbo, which is the triangle door. So if I press this button, it will all open up like so. And if I press it again, it will all close. Which, all of this is my redstone besides this bottom circuit down here, which this was a hipster door designed by Reverse Gravity, which he's insane at redstone, but all of this top stuff is my own, so yeah. Over here is my 3x3 spiral door, where this was my first ever redstone video on YouTube, which, thinking back, I sucked at making videos back then. Like, I didn't even add music, but it holds a special place in my heart. It was the first, deserves some respect. Over here is my fully functional Simon Says minigame, where if I press the button in the center, it will play a pattern. And you have to repeat it. And if you get it wrong, then it will stop, and to continue, you have to press it again. And over here, the redstone 4 is actually, it's pretty compact, but something funny is, right here, this little circuit right here, I've used this in multiple redstone thumbnails, notably my FNAF 1 and my FNAF 2 videos. Over here is this strange piston door right here, but if I flick the lever right here, you can see it's a fishbowl piston door where you have a little fish like swimming around in there. This is again another design by Mumbo Jumbo. Apparently I was really into Mumbo Jumbo, but this is a pretty good design. This is again one of my more early piston doors where this guy is gonna die. Another contraption I wanted to show off is my 2x2 seamless hipster door, where if I flick this lever, it will open right up, and if I flick it again, it'll close. Which, the way the pistons work is so satisfying looking at it, just like right there. Just beautiful. The last redstone contraption I wanted to show is actually not in this world. It's actually on a server, so let me hop on it real quick. Alright, this server here is called Synergy, which you may notice I built a couple of redstone contraptions here before, but the one I wanted to show off is my 5x5, which this is my very first 5x5, which you may notice is pretty small for a first. The reason for this is because I got help from a friend on this server, but let me show you the opening and closing sequence real quick. That is the opening. And that is the closing. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you're down there and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.